Welcome to Data Playground. If you are new to Excel, you are in the right place. By the end of this video, you will feel comfortable navigating Excel. Let's get started. First off, what is Excel? Microsoft Excel is a powerful spreadsheet tool used for organizing data and performing calculations and analysis of the data. When you open Excel on your desktop, you will get to this page. Here we have a number of templates that you can explore. In most cases, you'll be starting from a blank workbook. So click on Blank Workbook to get started. Now, an Excel file is called a workbook. Within each Excel workbook, you will have at least one worksheet. Now, it's possible to have multiple worksheets within one Excel workbook. To add an additional worksheet, click this Add button, and once a worksheet is added, you're able to toggle between the different worksheets in the workbook. At the top of each Excel worksheet is a ribbon. The ribbon contains different tabs with different tools and features. The Home tab has a lot of formatting and commonly used features. The Insert tab gives you the ability to insert tables and charts into your Excel worksheet. There are other tabs with more advanced functionalities. At the bottom of your worksheet is a zoom slider, which you can use to make your grids look bigger or smaller accordingly. Now, your grid is made up of rectangles called cells. Each cell is named by a combination of the column letter and the row number. For example, this is cell B1. Now, to enter data, we simply click on a cell and begin typing. Now, let us assume we want to enter data for office equipment purchased over a time period. Something I want to bring to your attention is an intelligent feature in Excel. When you begin entering date and you want to populate the rows underneath with an incremental date, Excel can intelligently detect that, and when you hover around the bottom right of your cell, click and drag down, it will fill the rows underneath with incremental dates. Now we finished entering our data. Looking at the item column, we can see that some of the items appear to be cut off. To adjust the column to accommodate all of these items, we'll hover at the top of the column till we see this symbol appear and double click. Automatically, Excel will adjust the width of the column to accommodate all of our entries. Now, let's make our entries look more presentable. To format our price as currency, we select the price column. In the Home tab, under the Numbers section, there are different formatting options where we can format our price as currency and other options. Let's select currency. Now, let's calculate the total amount we spent in purchasing each item. To perform calculations in Excel, you have to start with an equal sign. If we want to multiply the price by the quantity, we can start by typing C2, and then we use the multiplication sign in Excel, and D2. But a better way to do it would be to click on the cell in which you want to multiply. Excel will automatically put in the cell address in the cell in which the calculation is being performed. Then press Enter. To perform the same operation on other items, hover around the bottom right of the cell and drag. Let's assume we want to calculate the total amount that we spent on purchasing office equipment. We're going to use a popular formula called sum. To do a sum function, you start with equal to and type the word sum and an open parenthesis. Then we select all of the cells we want to sum together and close the parenthesis and press Enter. Automatically, we'll get the calculation of the sum. There are other ways to use sum that are quicker. For example, we can use the Formula tab and click on Auto Sum and click on Sum. automatically Excel will impute the sum formula and we can press enter. Now let's also assume we want to calculate the average price for all of the equipment we've purchased. We can use the average function, or alternatively we can also go to AutoSum and click on average, and Excel will automatically impute the average formula and select the numbers that are above the cell in which the formula is being imputed in. Press enter and it will automatically calculate the average price of the items. There are other more advanced formulas that you can explore as you get more comfortable using Excel. Now another way we can add totals to our list while making our list look more visually appealing is to use tables. Before we insert a table, I'm going to delete the total row that we already have here. To insert a table, go to the Insert tab and click on Table. Check this box if your table has headers. We can change our table styles by going to the Table Design, Table Styles, and selecting a style that is best suited for us. Additionally, we can add a total row to our table by clicking on the Total Row checkbox. Automatically, it adds a total row. Now, if we want to also add average for our price, we can click on the cell and click the drop down and select average. Now, if we want to add additional data to our list, we can go to the last row in which we have data and drag down. Excel will automatically move the total row downwards. Alternatively, we can click on a row, right click, and then hit insert. Now we'll type out the rest of our data. If you want to insert a new column, you can click on any existing column, right click, click on insert, and you can insert a column either to the left or to the right of that column. You also have the option to hide a column. Click on the column header, right click, and you can choose hide. To unhide, click on the columns around the column which is hidden, right click, and click on hide. Now let's learn some basics of sorting and filtering data. Usually when you're working with a table, it automatically comes with a filter button. This button here is called a filter button. But if you're working with a range that doesn't have a filter button, to add a filter, you click on the column header, go to data, click on filter, and the filter will be enabled or disabled. Filters are ways in which you can see a subset of your data. So for example, I only want to see items that are greater than $1,000. I can come in my price column and filter for numbers that are greater than 1,000. And now my table is filtered to only see items that are greater than $1,000. To clear the filter, I go back on the filter button and click Clear Filter from Price. Now, assuming I want to see only certain items, for example, I want to see just the desk and desk chair, I can come to Item, deselect all, and then select only the items I want to see. You can also clear the filter using this Clear button in the Sort and Filter pane of the Data tab. Assuming I want to see the list of items from most expensive to least expensive. Using the Filter button, I will be able to sort the data from smallest to largest or largest to smallest. Now, if we want to revert back to sorting by date, all we have to do is come to the Date tab and sort from oldest to newest. One more thing we want to explore in this lesson is conditional formats. Conditional formats are a way to format your data using certain criteria. So in this case, I will select all of the price column. On the home ribbon, I will go to conditional formatting, highlight cell rules, and choose greater than. Now I will put in $1,000 because $1,000 is my criteria. With this drop down, I can select what kind of format I want. For example, I just want items that are above $1,000 to be in red text. Now I'm going to select that and click OK. To insert a chart that will visualize our data, we'll select our date data and press this Control key to also select our total data, and we'll go to Insert, and we can use one of the recommended charts. We can see some of the recommended charts and explore and see which is our preference. Let's go with the first, which is the line chart, and we'll click OK. Now let us rename this worksheet and call it Office Items. To rename, we right click on sheet 1, click rename, and type Office Items. When we go to sheet 2, we'll notice that this worksheet is not being used. We can right click and delete this worksheet. To save our workbook, we go to File, click on Save As, and choose the folder in which you want to save your file. Now we have covered the essential Excel skills to get you started. You now have the foundation to start using Excel confidently. In future videos, we will dive deeper into more advanced Excel functions and techniques. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button and subscribe for more data tutorials. Keep mastering data. I'll see you in the next lesson.